Not your keys, not your coins. You may have heard this in the Bitcoin community, but what is about this saying and why is it so important? Stick around to find out in this video. Okay, here's the thing. When Satoshi envisioned and launched Bitcoin, there was only one way to actually hold Bitcoin in a wallet. You had a long seed phrase which you had to remember. And if you actually create the wallet, that's what you were giving. That's known as the private key. And the public keys are obviously your Bitcoin addresses where you could receive Bitcoin to. Over the years, though, things evolved, and this self-custody solution, where you are always in control of the coins, was made a bit more simpler. We now have today with BIP39 the option to have 12 or 24 words where you can actually remember these words in a significant order. And if you do so, you are also in control of the private key. It just makes it a bit more readable and a bit more usable in everyday scenarios. However, over time, once Bitcoin established a fiat price, we all know the famous pizza day where this happened first, and then over the years also a demand for a trading market, it was inevitable that you end up with Bitcoin banks or exchanges as we know it these days. Why is that? Well, it's more important, or it's more easier at this point if you want to trade fast in and out. And if you want to do this peer-to-peer, it does work. However, compared to how trading works in the world, that is obviously too slow because people want to trade within minutes or at some points even within seconds. So there was a demand for centralized entities that would actually be the custodians, meaning they would hoard the Bitcoin for people. They would also be the owner of the private keys. And much like a bank or a fintech institution, you would actually create an account with them and deposit money in there. The large sum of money that's being deposited and converted into Bitcoin or held in Bitcoin is a total, and you are just part of an accounting system that gains access to this. And at this point, the number of Bitcoin you would own are just a number on a screen. However, if you look at all of the characteristics of Bitcoin, meaning the 21 million cap, the ultra scarcity, and a known monetary policy since day one, it would actually make sense to hold that asset outright. That's what we call a bearer asset, which is something you are fully in control of. It's similar if you think about if you hold a gold coin or if you find a cash note on the street and you actually hold this, you are always in control of that money. If you want to own Bitcoin outright and you want the control over the asset to save in it, to use it as a store of value, to maybe also put it on the balance sheet of your company or you personally, you have to use it in a self-custody manner. We at Relay, for example, offer this through our Relay app. However, there are also arguments for these custodians. Think about the ETFs. They need someone to hold their Bitcoin because it would be too much of a risk if that's in a large institution itself. Or if you think about my trading example, traders who for whatever reason want to trade Bitcoin, they want to use an exchange where it's easy and fast to actually use Bitcoin. So therefore, you have two worlds and two options in Bitcoin. You can hold the asset outright in a self-custody wallet. Therefore, you're always in control. Or you can trust a third party and hold it in there and always have to have the counter risk. Especially for beginners, that easier solution with custody is the simpler one. Think of it like creating a bank account. You just have to send money, you get Bitcoin, happy days. However, if we look at the past, we have seen countless incidents like Mt. Gox, FTX, Celsius, BlockFi, all of these centralized entities that have failed. So it bears the question, if you use a custodian, how well secured is that one? Is it maybe an option to actually go to a party, but you bring a wallet with you and you create what's known as a multi-sig, or you have multiple wallets creating one large wallet, and you can only use that wallet if a certain amount of parties agree? Or if you use a custodian, is it just to spend Bitcoin? For example, if you use an everyday wallet where you know, yep, each month I send $400 to South America, to Turkey, to friends around the world, or even family, and I don't really care if the Bitcoin in there get lost. So it's more like a everyday briefcase that you have your cash with you. That's fine. However, the ultimate goal should always be to get into self-custody because after all, you want to own the asset outright and with it also profit from all of the advantages Bitcoin brings. So therefore, if you're still using a custodial wallet and you're looking for a self-custody option, go to your app store of choice, whether that will be the Google or Apple App Store. Download the Relai wallet because we offer the self-custody solution. You even have a Bitcoin broker with us, so you can directly buy or sell, if you choose to, your Bitcoin. And if you want to go a step further and further protect your wallet, make sure to back up your stuff on a metal plate or any other backup function, but just not paper, and use it somewhere else and then it gets wet, or it catches flames and then it's gone. And maybe get a hardware wallet, which gives you the opportunity of further protecting your self-custody wallet. What do you think? Is Bitcoin self-custody the number one thing we should focus our time and attention to? Do you hold something in a self-custody wallet, or are you still in front of that step of converting it? Let me know with a comment below. And as always, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.